I'm pretty much gonna have to be both.
Just Duncan, you hear the words? Inform your shift. Go to your senior. Let them know that you are unavailable on certain days in your shift.
McNulty? Oh, great. You're actually awake, McNulty. I'm kidding. He's not.
He's not awake. He's not awake. Let's go run the meeting.
I was just hoping that you had an answer whether or not Shift Zero was a real thing.
It's not.
Why can't it be?
Hey, Flop, I need your help right quick.
Yeah.
Why do you look like that?
You owe me a shirt, Cornwood?
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, and my wallet, and my phone, and my tablet.
Oh, shit. Really? You didn't get it back?
No, I
Right
didn't.
here.
I did. I tried. I got everything that was like in my backpack, but nothing that was on my person.
Really?
Yeah.
Question.
Answer.
Do you go to prison?
Yes, sir.
Did you have anything in prison?
No. Well, jail food. Jail
Did
food.
you have jail food that was conveniently in the same pocket that you might have had something else out of prison?
Oh.
Yeah, but I got all that stuff back, which is weird. So
Chelsea,
everything that
thank
was
you
in
for
my
the raid. I
pockets
appreciate
is
you. How you
there. I
doing?
got a
Thank you
knife,
so
some
much. Welcome,
cigarettes,
welcome,
some
welcome.
bandages,
Hello.
car wax,
I'm Chris. I play
but
Flop.
anything
How we
that was
doing today?
on my person, like the phone in my front left pocket, my wallet in my back left pocket, my tablet in my back right pocket, my wallet, all that's all gone.
All right, be honest. You can tell me the truth here. Did you have a phone in prison?
Nope, I did not. I
No,
went in there long enough.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you didn't.
No,
did
he's
none
not
of
a
that
sheriff
bullshit.
again. I gotta go run the
okay.
meeting, Cornwood. Was what you wanted to bring up with me?
You go to, wait, do you go to bench trial?
I did.
No, did this guy go to a bench trial?
Oh.
No.
Here, Flop. I need you just real quick before you start the meeting.
Yeah, you're good.
There you go. What's that?
I'm trying to squash the bug on it right now. I'm gonna.
Okay, take a look at me.
Okay.
Over here.
That's what I figured.
Okay. I just need you to look at me. Do you see my whole body?
Yes.
Where's the?
Make sure you're shouting.
Prison.
Okay. So you see me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just keep on looking at me. Don't move. You see my feet, everything?
Yeah, I know the courthouse one. I'll try that one.
No.
Too. I doubt it.
Okay, I need you to see my feet and everything.
It's just
Whole 9
Yeah,
yards.
no, I see you.
Everything
Okay.
else-
You want to stay here?
Yeah, just stay right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. So. Cornwood still owes me a shirt, though. Damn it! He ripped my shirt, and he knows it. He knows it.
Okay.
Now. Okay.
Hello, that bell tower. Thank you for the raid as well. I appreciate it. What's going on? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, everyone. Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, and this
What's
is-
up, Bell? Appreciate you. How was your stream?
All right.
All right. You good?
Like the
All right,
only
I'm good.
thing of that
All
was
right. Perfect.
The particular issue with the DOC taking it down at the prison is if like.
Thank you. I appreciate you, dudes.
if
Thank you.
Cornwood
Thank you.
were to
Welcome.
put it in my
Hello.
Pockets before processing, you know,
Whoop. Sorry.
and would take it all in one batch.
Yeah, I took it all at once.
Callista, W
I've
Cop.
never heard of that happening. Let's go. Let's do this. How about let's go downstairs. Follow me.
Have a good night, Cornwood.
All right, good night, y'all.
3, 6, 7, 8.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
suspicious
I hope we're all
financial.
doing well. I hope we're all doing good.
Yeah,
And
no, I
you
think
can
it's
you can see the
for Flop.
yeah
Okay.
that's an
Flop was there.
interesting one.
See, we're all learning. I think it's good to ask questions because I'll be honest, I was very
Flop.
confused and I didn't like responding to those calls because I didn't know how to approach them and I never got a straight answer. So it's really interesting seeing that we've got these arrests now. And
How's everyone doing
Hell
today?
yeah.
I hope we're doing
Cool.
well.
Fuck,
Money
keep your head
launderer.
up, champ. It'll grow back.
I fucking hope so. Can I ask
Morning, Rose.
what in God's name is on the fucking board?
oh, we had an incident yesterday. We had 2 officers, Chapman and Flemings, tied up with a with a DOA, and then myself and Louise were the only units available. We had Scotty Bard kidnapped, incapacitated. That, and it was all because of that picture of Osvaldo.
Is it Lord or is it not Lord? Alice?
It's going up for me.
Okay, bring her down. Bring her down.
All right, it's down.
I still can't see her moving. Any ideas? How do I get her?
I'll run like a block away.
or take a nap.
Never mind. I see it. I see it.
It's okay. I
Um,
can't say it either. Alex.
It's probably
know what?
better if you didn't.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Oh my god, this looks so
Yeah.
I
bad.
second
Flop
that.
just underneath the table. Chill, bro.
Do you want me to? You know, I could show you guys what it is.
Why his
No.
arms or feet?
Yep. Does that answer your question?
Because
Alice.
Scotty is obsessed with feet. That's the best way I can put it.
He texted me a photo of him with a foot in his, like, with toes in his
What?
mouth, and it's. I don't even think it's appropriate for me to show on the projector, and I'm really upset that it's on my phone now.
All right. I made it to the meeting, by the way. I'm here. I'm late, but I'm here.
Flop.
Morning,
everyone.
Rhodes.
I'm not Rhodes.
Oh.
Rhodes has blonde hair, and he doesn't have a fucking receding hairline. He don't have a landing strip on his goddamn head.
Hello,
Morning,
fraud.
older Rhodes.
Did you just say fraud?
Yes, sir.
That's
Or another
insane.
lap.
All right. Well, today is 2024, March 11th, or the 11th of March. What is it again? The 11th of March?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
11th.
Yeah. The ISO standard or whatever.
It's year month dates, sadly.
Okay, so
Yeah,
year month day. It is 2024, March the 11th. Welcome everyone to Shift 3. Glad to have you all here. I'm Senior Officer Flap Dugong. I'm sorry. Was I in your way? Was I? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Was I?
like
No,
that
you know what?
so-
I'm not
I
fucking
was
moving.
trying to squeeze-
I'm not
No,
moving.
I
I'm
was
staying
trying
right
to
the fuck
squeeze-
here. And there's nothing you can do about it, Alice.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
Get
staying
out of your
right
back
here.
like that, Flop.
Don't worry about it. Listen, today.
Sorry.
Today's been interesting. I don't have any major announcements. I will say that there was an incident prior where I was forced to save the deputy mayor's life by shaving off my mustache. So that did happen.
Woo.
I am mustache-less.
You
Oh, that's
shaved
what
it
was
off?
different about you.
No, on the Listen, I gotta be honest with everybody here. We're about integrity and honesty and all that other beautiful stuff.
course.
I have a fake mustache that I had to rip off and give to Dickhead to save the deputy mayor's life. My mustache wasn't real to begin with.
What?
That's jarring, sir.
That
Yeah.
was a damn good fake mustache, then.
It was good, right? I fucked with it. It's gone now, and now I'm empty without it.
That
We
is
did
terrible.
apprehend
Amount of
Dickhead.
insecurity
Just like
you
your
would need
hairline.
to.
Don't mention the hairline either. The hairline is for other reasons. It's like photosynthesis. It'll grow back eventually.
Throw back to 5 years ago.
No, won't. I promise.
No
Listen.
campaign hat to hide it this time.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna have to make a change about the whole hat policy at some point. I feel like it's needed more for me now than ever, but we'll circle back to that.
It's okay, Flop. You look beautiful and old.
I'm not old. I've aged like fine wine. Maybe.
Yep. Hey, I can agree.
In terms of actual announcements, though, I don't really have anything other than that Dickhead went to bench trial and was found guilty for kidnapping the deputy mayor. There are talks about a potential ego act for that, which might be something in the works, which is kind of exciting. In terms of Shift 3 announcements, I don't really have anything to bring up. Obviously, if you have not seen the recent announcement, congratulations to Skyfaye once again on her promotion to senior
Hell yeah.
officer. Congrats, Sky.
Thank
Woo!
you.
Good
Congrats,
shit. Let's
guys.
go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cone. That sounded a little a little like sarcastic there.
No, it's just early. I
no.
just started my shift.
Wake up, Pinecone. You've been on duty for a couple hours. You're full of shit. You're lying to me now. Fuck.
How do you know I've been on duty for a couple hours?
I have eyes.
Oof.
Damn it.
Oof. Kind of got you there.
me
Pretty
there.
good.
Damn, who's that sexy walking
Damn,
in?
Cornwood.
Hey, Corwood, what's good?
Whoa.
What's
Oh,
pop?
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh,
What I
bye,
want you
Pinecone.
to address, Flop, is apparently incident 3678. Some people had some questions about that. And apparently
3,
you were involved.
6, 7, 8.
Or you were there, something along those lines.
What is this?
Oh, yep.
So you don't show that you were an officer involved, so maybe you weren't there.
No,
I'm not sure
he.
if Flop was
I
involved.
believe this has
I-
to do with the conversation that was had after the last shift 3 meeting about
yes. Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't directly involved with that incident. However, we have been able to essentially prove, and I wish Declan or Lenny were here to kind of give you a better detail. Long and short of it is those, they're not receipts. They're money orders.
Money orders.
Yes. Actually, Cornwood, you're here as well if you want to help kind of add on to this. The money
I
order.
just remembered.
What's up?
I actually just remembered that happened. So
Do you have the full detail as to what happened? I was there for it. I'll kind of give you my paraphrase version, but I don't want things to get lost in translation.
okay.
So,
are you talking about last night or tonight?
yeah, what Declan and Lenny sort of discovered.
Okay. Yeah. Start with that, and then I'll talk about what happened tonight.
Oh.
Tonight?
Tonight was a good one.
Oh,
That
boy.
was a real good one.
All right. So those money orders, based on what was discovered and found, essentially Lenny and Declan have been working, I'm going to say tirelessly, on these 37 Charlies involving suspicious financial activity. And they were able to get an admittance out of somebody as to sort of how the money orders are used and how they're used in the commission of that crime. So essentially, the money orders are being used to have traceless currency to be transferred for funds that you could put into the bank. And for a guilty plea and willing to, I guess, admit to what happened and how they possessed them, Lenny and Declan were able to get a full admittance as to the process for how they acquired them and what they were planning on doing with them, which is good for us. I believe there is a working .ca. I don't know if that was ever started or put up, but I know that Declan said he was going to work on a dossier in regards to them. So as of right now, to my understanding, we have probable cause to take those money orders as long as they are used in the commission of a crime. As just sort of an analogy or an example, a lockpick is not inherently illegal. Those money orders are not inherently illegal. However, if let's say you find a suspect, in a car that was tampered with, you can make a reasonable suggestion that they were probably using that lockpick to steal that car. In the same instance, if you're responding to a 37 Charlie, suspicious financial activity, and you happen to find a person in a vehicle that's flagged, that's stolen, and the plate that comes back from the 37 Charlie is the car that they're driving, you could probably make a reasonable suggestion that those money orders were being used in the commission of a crime. I don't want to misquote here, but there is grounds right now to possibly move more into potential money laundering as a charge, which we do have in the MDT. It has not been pushed yet, but there is suggestion that that could be probably the better going charge based on what we understand with these money orders and these financial activity calls. So,
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Corwin,
so-
sorry, go ahead.
The question was being asked that you mentioned if a vehicle's flagged 1060 and it's a stolen vehicle. Well, what's happening is vehicles are being flagged 1060 and they're personally owned. So
Not
the
flagged
question was,
1060, but flagged on the
wait.
dispatch call that they are fleeing the scene of the 1037.
Okay, so they're not flagged 60 at all.
Corner, you remember that blue baller situation with
In that case,
Mason Manicure?
yeah, that was a personal vehicle.
Okay.
So it could be flagged 1060. It could not be. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, so if the vehicle's not flagged 1060 and we have the dispatch call for the vehicle fleeing and the license plate matches up, is that probable cause for a search on the suspect is what the question was being asked.
Well, let me ask this. What charge are we charging for the 37 Charlie at face value? Right. It's suspicious financial activity. We can't charge someone off suspicion. It gives us enough grounds to pull them over and talk to them. But if there's no grounds for PC for a search, I don't know if we can go searching for those money orders.
No, you can't.
So
then that answers the question then for, I think it was Maisie was asking, is that enough PC to search someone to find out if they have the money orders?
The big thing is you have enough to pull them over, conduct an investigation. I think the big word that is to be brought up is consent. If they consent to the search, that's one thing. At that point, you could probably find enough grounds for, I don't even know what we're charging with this. Is the issue, to be honest.
Money laundering. It
Yeah, I
says.
think it's money
Yeah,
laundering.
they got money laundering. The individuals on that report.
Let me take a look.
received
It was
Did they
3-6 what?
plead guilty to it, or was it done by a judge?
3678.
Yeah, they pled guilty.
Then that doesn't count. It has to be like recognized by the court as money laundering. It's not if they plead guilty or not.
Declan doesn't have his statement in, but Declan articulated it very well.
Yeah,
to the lawyers.
Declan was over the moon. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing is that, you know, if someone were to be arrested and plead guilty to it, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because until a judge recognizes it, we technically can't charge them.
Well, the only way that we're gonna get that done, unfortunately, is to charge
Is if
somebody.
you
And
charge someone, yeah.
yeah, so what I'm gonna suggest is if you find somebody just in possession of money orders, don't just charge them with money laundering. Have some basis for ground, right? I think our more reasonable suggestion on it is if they're in a flagged vehicle and you're able to pull them over and you have grounds for joyride and you can get them to search. At that point, you can probably make a good articulation. Even if the vehicle is not flagged, I think as long as you can search them and get consent for the search, if they say no to the search, it's nothing that we can really do, right? But if they consent to the search and you can find out that they have money orders in a vehicle that was seen fleeing the scene of suspicious financial activity, and they have some relation of, Cornwall, what was it? Washed notes, rolled notes?
it was I think it was like a rolled. I think it was rolled. I mean, you know what it is, right? Washed.
It's
So
like
basically,
washed cash.
yeah, there's washed cash, there's rolled notes, there's money orders. Basically, Declan could articulate the entire process better than I can. But
Yeah, me too.
long story short, you're having people get these rolled notes for the crimes that they're committing, right? So they're going, these are the rolled notes that are used. It's dirty money, right? Used in drug sales and all kinds of shit like that, right? Any sort of, you know, you're at a pawn shop, under the table shit. They take this, they have this money cleaned quite literally, and then you end up with washed cash. I think they take the washed cash and then they use that washed cash to actually buy money orders. So they're taking that clean cash, and I mean, it's dirty cash, right? But it's washed, and then they're putting it back into the economy. And then as they put it back into the economy, they get a money order that they pull out legal cash, or what we think is legal cash. At this point, about 3 months into the city being open back up, chances are half the cash we have is probably dirty to some degree. So, which is not good, but there's no way of us ever finding out. And if we get to the point in which they've gone through the entire process, they've got the money order, they've completed the money order, and then they get cash back, at that point, we'll never know if they had this dirty money or not. So, yeah, we basically actually saw someone do the handoff. We caught them with money orders, and we were able to complete it, get the guilty pleas. I know, Pinzone, you were saying that you think that's not valid. I think I don't know if you're right or wrong. I have no idea. I know Declan was over the moon about it, so maybe that's something that we got to get figured out.
Yeah, it's more like it's like when we were deciding the legislation for like bootlegging and all that, right? It's more.
The
you
mayor
have to talk
said to let him in, and I said I'm going to ask someone, and then
Yeah,
he
that's
just
fine.
walked in because he's the boss.
I
But
don't
yeah,
care who's here.
You snitching, you
technically-
fucking pussy?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my God, is
a
that the
boy.
mayor?
Hey, what up?
Oh,
Hi,
sorry.
Max.
Continue what I was
Hi,
saying.
Siobhan.
That technically, by the eyes of the even if they plead guilty, I would assume that Declan was over the moon because it helps the case. That they admitted to money laundering to the fullest degree, but
Well,
I don't think
Yeah. Well, he said that it was a done deal.
Or speak up, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, Declan made it seem like it's a done deal, and we can seize that. So
100%.
So that's good. I also charged somebody that guy that right before the storm. I charged him for the possession of dirty money. He had 700 rolled notes. He pled guilty, and that's a charge we probably got to get updated. I think it's probably fair, but that's a charge that probably has got to get updated because I don't know if that's Old Republic shit or not.
Yeah, money laundering is Old Republic.
But yeah, so
to intercept here, Alan Crane went over every single charge before, you know.
Oh, okay.
The city
Oh.
was reopened.
Okay.
So some of those are deliberate on purpose, written that way.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think we just need to get it amended.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys looking to amend exactly?
It's the money laundering charge because we're having these. Honestly, Cormac, you might need to explain again. To be honest, to the mayor.
Basically,
if you don't mind.
no,
of
course.
Are you talking about the fucking money cleaning shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I'm
last night, Lenny Hawk and Declan Crane, Alan Crane's grandson, went and they basically cracked the code.
He was disowned, by the way. So
his disowned grandson, who is a nepo baby and is the only reason he got hired, according to Miss Thoroughbred. They basically cracked the code last night.
Remember that one time Corwin said he was going to go to bed?
We've been suspicious financial activity, and what people are doing with this, what we had thought was dirty money for a while, but we didn't really have the. It wasn't like a case closed sort of thing. Finding out how they work through the whole chain and actually getting that dirty money into proper money that everybody else would use. So they figured it out tonight. Myself and Declan were on a call. We staked out a spot that we thought they might hit after getting a few calls. Found them, saw them do the handoff, got the money. They had money orders on them before that because they turned in the wash cash. They got money orders back, and they were going to take those money orders to get turned into real cash.
He never does actually
sleep.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Them. They had the money orders on them, and they pled guilty to the money laundering charge. We had one money launderer and one accomplice to money laundering. And then, right after that,
what's the thing you need updated?
Well, it was more that I mean, based on the definition of the charge, it doesn't really fit. If you want to be honest, at least reading it up front, it's the state must prove that the origin of the money and or property. Yeah, that last line of what we can prove. I mean, money orders are not necessarily proven illegal as of right now.
I think it's a question of maybe we just need to set precedent. But for example, because we know the entire cycle now, does that mean any washed cash or whatever, is proof of money laundering? You know what I mean?
This is the issue, is that money orders are not inherently illegal. Just like my example before, a lockpick is not illegal to possess. However, if you're in possession of, let's say, a stolen vehicle and it has signs of tampering, you can make a reasonable articulation that that lockpick was used in the commission of a crime. Same way with the money orders. If you can prove that and articulate that those money orders were most likely used in the commission of a crime, based on your response, I can see a charge fitting. But we can't say that money orders are always going to be inherently illegal. They're recognized and honored by every bank to be cashed in as clean cash, and that's where we kind of have a problem.
Right.
Yeah,
so
what
yeah.
So you charge two people with money laundering.
Look at how beautifully timed this is.
Hey, Mr.
Declan
Crane.
Crane.
Officer Crane. Sorry. He probably take a second to wake up.
Yeah, give him a second to clear himself. What was that, Mayor?
You charged two people with money laundering?
I did not. It was report. Are you able to see incident reports, Mayor?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
There is a report with two suspects that were charged, and both did plead guilty. Yes.
Hi.
So, what's the concern then?
The concern is that the money orders are not inherently illegal. The process of which those two were found guilty and they pled guilty to was based on the process that they explained, right? So in their case, they were able to argue money laundering. They were willing to admit and plead guilty to it, but that's not the case for everybody. Something that is inherently legal, like the money orders, if you're not in the commission of a crime, I can't search you and go, oh, money laundering, boom, money orders, call it a day. If there's grounds for the investigation to be financial, then I would see that being more grounds, if that makes sense.
Random question. Do you guys know the bank that I can go to get a money order?
Apparently,
So-
It's like Wells Fargo.
Well, here's the thing.
Vice City.
Yeah, well, I hear Wells Fargo does money orders.
Well,
That's
this
okay.
is the
too.
argument that I would have. The argument that I would have against this is I don't know where the hell else to get a money order or to turn a money order in. outside of doing it through this process. So it's
sorry, go ahead.
what is it? The evidence of absence of whatever the hell, right? I mean, so that could be one way of looking at it, where maybe there is a way, but we ain't found out how to get money orders other than through this washed cash. But Declan,
Well,
can you explain this a little bit better, maybe? Because they're under the impression that this potentially is not what we need to actually finish the job here.
That's dumb.
What was that?
What was that?
I said that's dumb.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on,
it's
Declan,
locked in.
relax.
All right, Declan, go
Okay.
up there and explain how you finish.
Also, speak up.
Okay, I am.
Oh, sorry.
Just a soft spoken.
Hi.
I.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of simple. There's only 2 incidents where the person doing these money runs has not been driving a stolen car and fleeing from us. And I have a feeling that will be shortly resolved, and that's really not our problem. So in terms of needing, any kind of probable cause to search these people when, they're doing these things, we'll have that, because they're going to be driving a stolen car, in my opinion. They know what they're doing is illegal. They're on the run from us every single time. They're shooting around the city trying to avoid us. And we can easily articulate from the people that we've arrested the chain of where the money comes from. So, for example, Mr. Mayor...
Hold on. So it sounds like Mr. Dugong and maybe Mr. Pinzon are concerned that the money laundering charge, the very last sentence, would not apply to people doing this. What do you think about that? They think that they don't have enough proof.
I could elaborate real quick.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that I have concerns that because it's recognized to be cash in to any bank in the state of San Andreas doesn't mean that it is inherently always illegal.
Yeah, but it's the origin. It says the origin.
That's what I'm getting at. The origin of how it's discovered.
No, the origin of the money.
The origin of the money. So just to specify the money orders, you're saying the origin of the money.
The origin of the money. Okay, washed cash.
Mm-hmm.
We already know, based on investigations, is a derivative of rolled cash. Rolled cash being like dirty, disgusting, like, prostitute, cocaine use ridden, drug sale, buying moonshine, buying stolen goods. It's like stepped on drugs. It's disgusting. No one would take it at any respectable establishment. They'd look at you and be like, I'm not even accepting this as legal tender. Get the fuck out of my store. The reason why people are washing it is because of that status. So they take this rolled cash, which we know, by the way, that they get from illicit activities, such as stealing HVAC units and selling it, selling drugs, as Sultan knows. He provided that investigative tip. We know they do it from delivering moonshine, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they take the rolled cash, this, illicit, cash that they can't really use anywhere. They try to clean it. They try to, basically, make it look presentable. They try to wash out any inks or dyes that might be left over from any security firms, or, they try to make it look legitimate. And they press it out real nice. They go to these stores, these 24/7s or these Fleekas, to buy these money orders. And they try to present this washed cash to the tender, to the clerk.
Yeah.
Now, we get a call about 45 seconds after each of these incidents, and the plate being called out. The reason is, I think, the clerks are probably, oh yeah, all right, sir, yeah, I can give you a money order, here you go, just doing their job. And then as the person's walking out of the store, they look down at the money again, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? Something's wrong with this, and they call it into us, because they know it's wrong. So the origin of the money is what's at issue. And if the origin of the money is this washed cash, which, by the way, people have confirmed in interrogation, the process of rolled cash, washed cash to the money orders, then the origin of the money is what's illegal or illicit, right? So I think we have proven the charge because people are admitting to us the chain of the money. They're not just out there buying money orders with normal cash. Like for example, actually I could prove it to you right now. Look at the suspicious financial incident from today, incident 3678.
Okay.
Okay, so if you look at Mason's possessions, right, which is the evidence that shows Mason's possessions ID has the ID and everything in their pockets, and then if you can see in their backpack, they have that stack of washed cash, and you can see how it's like a little wrinkly, but you know it seems like
Looks
okay,
okay.
right?
Mhm.
And then you see the other person with the money orders. Well, what I also have, which I can put into evidence, is let's say one of the males in the car, who we didn't end up arresting because they were not part of the money laundering. One of the males in the car had clean cash on him, but his clean cash, which is just normal cash that you and I would take out of the ATM and use to go like buy a soda pop or whatever, is completely different in texture, appearance, etc., than the washed cash that they're using to buy the money orders with. It's easily distinguishable. So my argument is that if we know where washed cash come from, and we do, there's dossiers about this. We have investigative reports about this, and we know that the washed cash is a derivative of this illicitly gained, disgusting street money, this rolled cash. Then we know that they're basically cleaning the washed cash and buying these money orders so that then they can deposit the money orders and withdraw clean cash. So that's the whole point of money laundering, right? It's like
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
it's going from illegal, disgusting money that no one would take at a respectable establishment to the same kind of money that you would like pull out of your ATM, right? With like no markings on it. It's like no trace of like fucking cocaine and shit on it. I mean, it's just like, normal money. I don't know.
I have a question.
Thought that was like the point. Yeah.
So, if we find somebody, we probably caught searching for something else or whatever, and they have washed cash on them, would that be possession of dirty money or the money laundering because it's partway through the process?
Are they in the process of buying money orders and their car is pinging off and people are reporting them?
No.
Yeah, then you can't articulate that they're in the process of laundering it, right? Because you only have one stage of the process. What I'm saying is, when I catch someone doing these money runs,
I feel like Declan didn't hear what Flop was saying at all.
These suspicious activity runs, they have the parts of the process, right? Because the only reason we even know to look for them is because the store clerks are calling them in. Otherwise, we wouldn't really have any reason to be out looking for them. They've already started the run by the time we even know they exist.
Yeah, okay.
What if they had dirty and washed money on them at the same time?
Well, I'd be interested to know where the fuck they were, because that would explain a lot to us about washing the money itself.
Okay.
We know it happens, but we don't know where, so that'd be kind of good. We could unlock where they're doing it.
Yeah.
To clarify as well, I think the contingency of confusion was if the money order in itself, no calls attached or anything, was inherently illegal. And I think that's where the discussion opened up.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I kind of
get what you're saying. That was what the discussion was when you walked in, though.
That's what I was, I think the whole explanation of what actually is happening when we get that call is honestly what's better. Because normally, we just get the call and we rush off. No one actually talks to the clerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it makes sense. Yeah.
Well, we have enough information, like Mr. Mayor, for your context. I can put something on the board for you here. I'll show you.
Okay.
We have the clerks are concerned enough that they're actually calling in the person's plate. So
yeah. I think understanding what was going on in the bank was the thing that was kind of left in the blink.
Yeah, that happens.
Pretty simply saying dig deeper. I mean, Bob, clearly you didn't hear what I was saying. People were asking, are the money orders illegal?
So you can see here, Mr. Mayor, this is
money orders in themselves are not illegal. And what I was saying was they
And you
have to
can
be in the
see
act
that,
of the crime. And then Declan
this
came
is
up
one
and
of the
said that
drop-off
money orders
points that
are
we
illegal in
know,
the act of the crime.
Is commonly active around the city. It's the corner of Palomino
He's
Avenue, Ginger
regurgitating what
Street,
Flop
Little
said.
Seoul. And you can see here that the store clerk actually has probably rushed out of the store, taken a pen and paper, and written down the plate of the vehicle that had just purchased the money order from them. Because
No one's
they're so
disagreeing that
concerned about
Declan
the
isn't right,
legitimacy of
though.
what was happening.
What? Hold on. Question.
Like,
why the fuck is the 24/7 clerk selling money orders?
well,
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't.
I guess I just don't know how money orders work. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't. I assume that's like some shit you would get at a bank, right?
I don't want to be judgmental or anything, but look, I think that
No, meeting's only been
much
going on
like,
for an hour.
Payday loan places, right? And people who overcharge for, you know, painted figurines on Etsy. There are people who are always looking to take advantage.
Well, I
of
mean, that's
people
what
who
Flop
need
was just saying.
something
Dig
right
deeper.
away. And sometimes a money order is the easiest way to like
That's sort of
send
what
money,
the point I
you
was
know,
making.
across state lines or something like that. When people are desperate, and usually
I'm
desperate
not
people
fighting.
go
I'm
to
just stating
places
that
like
I don't think
24/7
Declan heard
stores,
anything
right,
Flop
to, like,
said.
Okay.
buy cigarettes and
you know, I
kind of grew
No,
up
daylight
do
savings.
heroin in the bathroom.
So
We write checks, so he didn't know. I'm sorry.
I got a little insight. You know, I mean, you know, money orders. To be honest, I mean, listen, don't judge me, but you know, I'm into shoes. I buy some shoes from overseas. I just don't want to pay $5K for a pair of sneakers. But you know, Wells Fargo money orders, some at gas stations. You know, you just send the funds straight over to China. You know, what I mean, they ship you the shoes. And I see it at the wire, the
daylight
bank
savings.
account. You know, it's just the easiest way, to be honest.
Okay.
Western Union, you know, all that. So, I mean,
is that to avoid taxes?
Sounds like
yeah,
it.
definitely.
Sounds like tax evasion.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole point is right is that it breaks the chain because, for example, Mr. Mayor,
love that song, by the way.
Ooh, I don't know that manga. Anyway,
Fleetwood Mac, The Chain.
Hell yeah. Love me
I
some
don't know
Stevie
that
Nicks.
manga. So Mr. Mayor, there's been several incidents now where we've I don't know if the officers here have shown you the denomination of these money orders, but some of them have reached as high as $3,000 each.
Whoa.
So these people are effectively able to send. One run that we saw had $15,000 total being converted. So, you know, this is like a large sum of money proportionally to what people would transfer between each other at like a bank or something like that. And I think the whole key here is that they're using the money orders because it converts the money into clean cash without kind of leaving any record, electronic or otherwise. There's no log. If it's just buying it from a store clerk, then there's no centralized database that tracks all this. So there's no way to track the money, right? So breaking the chain, as you said.
Do you think they are buying like all of the money orders all at once?
I think they're I think given that we get alerts on one vehicle doing multiple stops all across the city, I think they're splitting up their purchases at different stores to try to hide the suspicion from the clerks.
Okay.
So, for example, the one that we caught today, we caught them with. Just to be sure, I'll tell you, we caught them with one money order for $500, 3 money orders for $3,000, and then roughly $500 of wash cash left over. So we caught them at the end of their run. They had converted 9,500, and in evidence, we have the store clerks calling them out at several stops. So it appears that they're kind of breaking up the transactions again to try to hide what they're doing.
Okay. This is interesting. I didn't, you know, this is definitely not the method by which I would be laundering money.
Right.
Would you like to elaborate?
How would you be? Yeah. How would you be doing it?
You know, just like
Microtransactions, cash
Hypothetically,
microtransactions, cash microtransactions with small deposits over a series of time.
I mean, you could just open a store where you sell Gunpla figures that are hand painted, and you don't even need to sell more than like a couple a month, but there's no transaction history. You just make it up.
Now hear me out.
Yep. So this is just like it's like money laundering with extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Bacas, sir. That's why they all drive like shitty stolen cars. We think there's also potentially evidence that this is like an organized thing where there's someone enticing them to do this sometimes, because we've had several of the offenders insinuate under Miranda that well,
who's Miranda?
they got the it's like under they got read their rights. You know what I mean? Like it was legal. What they told them.
I was kidding, guys.
Hey.
That was a little mayor humor, guys.
Oh, very
Mayor
wise,
Thoroughbred,
very
that
wise.
was very funny. Yeah, that was
We
great.
defer to your wisdom, sir.
Go on,
Hey.
Nepo baby.
Hey, so essentially, they have informed us when they are driving a stolen vehicle, that they got it from some sketchy businessman who asked them to go deliver things. So it may be that they were just trying to like, not take responsibility for their actions, but it's also possible that this is some kind of organized effort at times, unknown. Oh, also, since you're here, Mr. Mayor,
hello?
One thing, hello.
Hi.
Since you're here, Mr. Mayor, one thing we were thinking was maybe, since we have budget problems in the PD, if we secure these money orders in the process of the money being washed, and the money orders are then clean, we could use them for our budget, sir.
I don't see why not.
Hey.
Yeah, it'd be like civil asset seizure. You know,
Would we not
pretty
be in the
standard.
process of finishing the
because
job?
If you think about it, right? Where is that money? Like, what do you think the original origin? Of that money is?
Well, the problem, it's impossible for us to trace. That's the whole point, right?
Right, I know, but just like hypothetically, where
If we're proving that it's being used in the commission of a crime, why are we finishing the crime?
Honestly, I think that what we know, okay, is that I'll say only what we know, okay? What we know.
That's like police
is that-
finding weed and then going, actually, you know what we should do? We should sell the drugs.
It's very likely it's someone who obtained it doing something illegal that then reused it to purchase something else illegal.
It's
what do you think the
evidence.
precedent? Because, I mean, you probably don't know. Was the LSPD in the past able to use funds like that for budget stuff?
Not at all.
So like, you guys ever like confiscate like a bunch of money alongside like a bunch of cocaine? Like, what did you do with that money?
I think it just rotted, didn't it?
Sat in evidence.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it literally just went to the trash.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Ain't that just dumb as shit if it's just sitting in the trash? But also, there's a lot of things different with the economy now that, you know.
Oh, it was money obtained from. It's like drug money. You just don't touch it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's
And
a
that's
lot of other places that are, you know, it's asset forfeiture, asset seizure.
I got my
right?
winter time game
in other cities that they do that shit, you know.
Yeah,
and then we
I mean,
take it
5
to the
years ago,
department.
no.
Except this asset is literally
especially
clean.
given that
Okay,
we don't have a budget coming to us directly from the state.
You will eventually, by the way.
Oh, at least for now.
It's,
God.
it's probably gonna be toward the end of my term, just so you guys know.
Oh,
No, it's
shit.
not like it's
Okay.
not like I've told you guys this like I don't know 10 times.
Leak for
Like-
shift 3.
We can
No,
we can
I've
try
stayed in this room at this time.
So thanks for letting us know,
I will
Mayor.
say cautionary though. That was just like
Fire
a
making level
possibility,
84.
right, Mr. Mayor?
I
I
support it.
can't. Well, I can't confirm, sir, that the places will honor the money orders, right? Because they may have already tagged them as, you know, coming from those illicit goods because they called us about it. I don't know.
Just get like the totally squared away non-money order cash and reclaim that shit, right? Yeah, look, I mean I support it. I don't have any this will be something you have to talk to the PD liaison about. I know that there's probably some motherfuckers who are like, "Oh my god, it's dirty money, though. Oh, it's crime money. We can't use that." But like, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Yeah, I would much rather you guys use that money so that I don't have to hear someone like Matt Rhodes whine about $90,000 in his bank account not being enough to go out and patrol in a fucking car at the end of the day.
Hey, so you're saying hypothetically in the future, we could give you the money orders and then you could, you know, fund the state.
No. So Like the end products is stuff that you would be able to use, right?
Okay, so here's how we would do this. We would seize it. We anytime it's seized as part of an incident or whatever, we have a tag set that's a seizure tag, or we got to call it something, right? Like seized goods, some shit like that we can
Next
use.
show you back, Sig
That
Bob.
shit is tagged, and then when it's tagged, we can go through an evidence, and then somebody who's a part of command, it'll be their job to go after the statute of limitations or after a guilty plea.
I gotta get food.
To,
Ooh, shit.
actually take that out of evidence and
Excuse me.
you know, be able to take care of it how they
Or
see
you,
fit.
you guys can also just send it direct.
I just don't understand. I get the reasoning, but because we're proving that a suspect used this money to get it through tax-free from the government,
Yeah.
and then to
I feel like
use the money.
well, this is cool. Yeah, talk to Nakota, have him present up a something or another at the council meeting, and then we could talk through it there and kind of like work through. This sounds like a very interesting topic to talk through at the table too.
Does anybody have a?
Were you saying Cornwood?
I was gonna say, does anybody have any like concerns with this that we haven't thought of? Because it might make sense, but maybe there's somebody who has.
I got one.
Okay.
What? How would you track a cop? Say a cop arrests somebody and they have some money that they can actually use on them. How would you be able to track whether?
Why not ask out loud? Because Flop and Mayor don't inherently agree on stuff, but it's fine.
PD budget or whatever.
The problem is that what you guys need to understand is that the conversation does not
I
need
would
to be
hope
instant.
that we're not hiring folks that are their inventory. They're taking inventory of their possessions and they're taking shit out before they take inventory of their possessions, because that'd be.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the?
To me, that's
we're not talking
unacceptable.
about the money orders, right? You would only be accepting the.
Let's say I arrest somebody. Let's say they have money orders. Let's say they have wash cash. Let's say they have rolled cash, and let's say they have just straight up cash. You know, what's to stop me from taking that straight up cash, and then photographing their belongings or whatever, and then just lying about the fact that they had actual cash on them?
Yeah, we call that corruption.
Yeah, I think to me that's
track
unacceptable behavior.
How do you track it? Unfortunately, you don't until someone slips up.
Okay.
Oh.
That's literally my only. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
No. This is a good question, because this is shit that we got to think about. How do we? I say we shit. That ain't my job, but you know.
That's essentially the slip. I'm giving you the 5+ years ago. I'm stuck in my ways. Status quo pussy bullshit that I've been facing on the council for X amount of months at this point. There are people who will stand in opposition to any forward progress. That doesn't mean that you guys shouldn't fucking try, and I support it.
So-called free thinkers when Crane goes.
I mean, the only solution to that would be, dare I say, body camera. Other than that, if someone's smart enough to cover their tracks, then it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing else you could do really. If they turn off their camera, then who knows?
Did you guys see that?
Well-
911? That just happened.
Nope.
Oh, let's get units outside real quick.
Put your hands up. Just rob somebody?
No, sir. They robbed me, sir.
They robbed you. Okay. What do they look like?
There's no vehicles out front. I don't see any vehicles on the side either. I'll check backside. Stand by.
What's the status on Submission Row?
There's an individual who's complying. I believe he just stated that he was the one that got robbed. Currently code 6. Unknown information.
Yeah, he doesn't know what they
Damn, the meeting went on that long that.
The guy who got robbed.
That's what happens. You have a long meeting, Flop. No.
Like that was
You gotta
my
know when to
fault.
call it. You gotta know when to call it. You were leading that meeting. You gotta know when to call it, man.
With the mayor?
Yeah, you can be like, Mayor, with all due respect, we've hit our 40 minutes.
Wait, there were how many of them were there? Okay, this guy's saying there was at least 3 of them. Part of a gang.
Hey-o.
Sounds an awful lot like
Hey-o.
other folks who've been doing shit right out the front.
Give me 1 second. Is the meeting
MRPC.
concluded? We wrapped up?
Description wise.
Yeah, I don't want to step on any toes, to be honest. I mean, you know, listen, I'll. Yeah.
Pinzone, can I talk to you real quick?
If they want
Yeah, yeah. Am I in trouble?
Okay,
What did I do?
No. I just want to talk to you real quick.
Duncan. Yeah, what's going on?
Am I batshit to assume? I want to just bounce this off because I feel like you and I were on the same page there for a sec.
Yeah, I mean,
what?
If we're
Yeah.
if the PC is that we're charging somebody with the money orders for money laundering, right? And the grounds for the seizure was money laundering. Are we not just finishing
Hold
the
on.
job?
My ADHD just can't. I'm overstimulated because of this conversation. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
Officer Corleo, and Watson, can you guys lower your voice? Sorry, I can't think.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Just give me 1 second.
All right.
Let me chat with him.
Ask me again.
If we are arresting somebody and seizing these money orders under the grounds of a felony involving money laundering, are we not just inherently finishing the job?
What do you mean finishing the job?
If we're just going to reinvest the funds into the PD budget, yeah, we're down bad. But if we're just going to reinvest the funds into the PD budget, am I wrong to say?
Do we know that it's laundered money?
No.
If we're charging them with it,
no,
absolutely.
What Declan is saying is that we are not giving the money orders. Once the money order is in there, I mean, it depends how they flush it out. But regardless of how they flush it out, technically, in my opinion, I feel like if the bank does not accept the money order, then that's a different story, right? Then we shouldn't be trying to use the money order. But in the future, sorry, Carmen. In the future, if they were to start taking bounties for wash cash or whatever, that's different because technically the rolled cash, wash cash, the way Declan described it, and I was like, I don't know shit about money. I'm not a fucking banker. How would I know? So, but the way Declan described it was the money is technically legal, especially the moment it's washed. It's just the way it is obtained is illegal. The money is inherently not illegal, though. It's the way that that money is given or is taken. Because, I mean, and I started looking into the other case. I'm sorry, I almost lost what I was saying. Technically, most of the situations where you see wash cash of any form, it's not money printed. It's not fake cash. It is real cash. It is technically obtained illegally. So we're not finishing the job necessarily. We're more, to put it in a court's terms, we're relocating the funds, and instead of using this illegally obtained money for illegal use.
The only way that I could see that working is if the state would essentially, that money would be used and we would have to pay tax on it. Because the way I understand it is that money right now.
Oh, it's untaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem. It is untaxed income, and the reason that they are doing it this way is because a bank will take it as legal tender, right? But the bank doesn't know that it's not taxed. So if we were to have $3,000, whatever our state income tax is, I think that money should be taken out. And then at that point, I don't see a problem with it being reinvested. But the concern that I have is if it goes in full value.
No.
We're not any better at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to be fair, it's like the reason why moonshine's illegal. Moonshine is not in any other state you go to. Moonshine is mainly illegal not because of the actual alcohol, because it's the same as most. It's more because the distilleries are not taxed. So yeah, they're technically the only way this would be somewhat feasible in the eyes of the state would probably be if it was taxed.
As long as it's taxed, I don't see an issue with it. But I think the point that no one brought up was the fact that is untaxed money. And the reason that it's going through this process is that it's being essentially laundered. So to what we could assume, wash cash, you would imagine and assume $3,000 being handed over to a clerk, and they hand you a money order for $3,000. I mean, at that point, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think it's about not being traced either, right? Like that's they're receiving the money illegally through sale of drugs or whatever the fuck else that he listed off, which then they're making it switch a bunch of hands and go through a bunch of processes so it's not traced.
I mean, cash isn't inherently traced, though. I mean, listen, regardless of that, I mean,
it should be traced, but
cash.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cash is
if
king for a reason.
the only trace you get is where it's pulled out from, pretty much. But technically, if I give you $100 bill and you give it to Alice and then you give it to Cornwood, all those transactions are not going to be traced. And then even if Cornwood puts it in the bank, you know,
I
they're
ain't doing
gonna
that shit. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna
yeah,
go ahead.
exactly. Which is probably, you know, cash is inherently the best thing the United States has because it's not traced or taxed most of the time. So
Yeah.
God bless.
Okay.
I mean,
think.
listen, I think it's if Mayor Thoroughbred doesn't want to tax
says
us,
it's okay,
yeah,
then
if
it's
he doesn't want to
okay.
tax
I'm not
us,
questioning it.
listen, honesty, integrity, whatever. Listen, you can be the most honest, integral person, but if you're happy paying taxes, then you are beyond honesty and integrity. You're like sucking off the government at that point. No offense, because I don't think any honest, integral person likes paying taxes.
Yeah, I sure as shit don't. But
yeah, I'm
here
not
we
going to
are.
complain if I'm not paying taxes. I don't think anyone will.
Oh, me neither. But
yeah,
at some point, but the only contingency of concern that I had and or have was as long as we're, I guess, holding ourselves to the standard of, you know, using this money and reintroducing it in a legal manner, then there is no backlash from that, right? Because it's the same thing with like us running red lights. We've all pulled someone over. They've said, "Oh, I see cops run red lights all day," right? And the reality is, we shouldn't be running red lights all day, but it happens. And my point was just to the idea that as long as we're paying taxes on it, I guess I don't inherently see a problem with it.
Yeah,
As long
I
as
mean,
we,
if
as
you're
long as
worrying
we,
about,
you know
if
what I'm
you're worrying
saying?
about civilians, then they're going to complain about anything.
Listen, civilians are going to complain about us no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like if you're trying to avoid that, it's a lost cause. You can work in a shift at Senior Buns and then have all that money legally, and then they'll just be like, "Oh, nice, they probably took it from a drug lord." So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's
I think
nothing
that
you can do to please the public, to be honest.
I think that you have a good point about it being taxed and like, are we doing this the morally correct way and whatnot?
That's not our problem.
Well, yeah, no, but I also see Flop's point, right? So,
Yeah.
from my perspective, this is shit that they're using for crime, for more criminal activities, and it's just a spiral. If they are not careful and they're carrying way the hell too much cash on them and all that shit, I mean, we pulled over some moonshiners that have like 6,000-7,000 bills just sitting on them, right? In my opinion, I mean, if you are not, you know, taking care of your shit, then that is on you. I only operate with cash. I use almost no bank charges, very, very little bank charges, and I have not lost money. You know, I keep my shit, you know, locked away in my locker. I'm very careful about it because I just don't believe that if I leave my shit in the bank, it ain't going to get stolen by the damn government. So, look, I just do things my way like that, and I think that criminals should be smart and do things the same damn way.
Yeah, hey, listen, I mean, I keep all of my, I don't believe in banks, so I keep all my cash under my bed sheet. So that's how you
That's the
do
way
it.
it is.
Untaxed, perfect. I pay everything in cash.
Yeah. So I think we go and we figure that shit out, find the right process and the way to do it, like Flop said.
Yeah, and then you talk to Dakota. I mean, it is a good idea, to be honest. I mean, if
I'm not against it.
If we already have Thoroughbred and Siobhan kind of nodding to it, I mean, if we could convince Dakota, who probably might be like you, Flop, and be like, well, actually, it should be no.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason I'm bringing up this point is because when the mayor brought up, yeah, but it's used in a crime. But reality is, come on, bro. As much as I agree with the mayor, that's not an argument. So I wanted to bring up just that point of concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what's another point that I would think of is I would hate to say it because it's not even really a concern to me until tonight when we were talking about it. If we do have somebody when there's a guilty plea, whatever, they can't appeal it no more. After 30 days, the statute of limitations is up. It's tagged. Somebody goes, it's got the seizure tag or whatever. We go, we pull it out. Somebody in command and it's their job to actually do all that shit, it does avoid the potential of having somebody who's not supposed to do that and keeping money for themselves and nobody ever knows. I mean, there's a world where that shit happened years ago and we would have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, the thing is, Cornwood, I hate to break it to you. If someone really wants it, okay, this is the thing. If someone really wants